are Houston, Texas, NRG Stadium; Dallas, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium; Los Angeles, Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium; New York, New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. It's going to be hosting the finals. Miami, Miami Gardens, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium; Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium; Kansas City, Missouri, Arrowhead Stadium; San Francisco Bay Area, Santa Clara, California, Levi Stadium; Seattle, Washington, Lumen Field; Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lincoln Financial Field; and Boston, Foxborough, Massachusetts, the Gillette Stadium. We are hearing that these are the 11 cities that are going to be hosting, and you can see the headlines that have been coming out. FBI officials are taking steps to prevent lone offenders threats ahead of FIFA World Cup matches that are going to be taking place in Houston, Texas. Here is another one. FBI details Seattle's security threats ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Here is another one. Philadelphia is a no drone zone. So they are trying to think about all the potential threats, some that we didn't even think about, around FIFA, World Cup, and other special events this summer that are going to be taking place. And Houston officials are over prepared, they are saying, for World Cup security. What to know about NRG perimeter, drones, alerts, and heat. They are preparing for every scenario, and we've been hearing the warnings coming out from the FBI, and also there's concerns as well about Ebola outbreak puts Texas health officials on alert ahead of FIFA World Cup in Houston, as Houston is going to be hosting the team from the Congo, and we're seeing those teams where there are Ebola outbreaks.
2 Timothy 3:1 says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." Shalom, shalom. First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, Yahweh being the true name of Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders, a great millstone, that touch the truth of the will, and salutations to you, hopefully pushing this truth and honesty, sincerity. It's Brother Yahweh continue to listen to the spirit power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And, seeing that quick video clip going into right now, that's World Cup, a lot of threats. You didn't really have threats like that last year, for these major sporting events. So this compounded with different illness outbreaks, they're saying, with the current war that's going on as well. It's just it just goes to show how dangerous times have become. And that's what this scripture is saying. It's saying that the days would be like this. Okay? When you look at that word perilous, look what it says. It says it's an adjective that means full of danger, risk, or hazard. Okay, so you got to use a lot of wisdom in these days approaching of being, aware of your surroundings, learning how to feel the spirit and trust that, and that gut feeling when it tells you, hey, maybe you shouldn't go to this location that day. That's the spirit, the angels warning you. So, and in these days ahead, you got to be prepared for that spiritually, the best that you can, to receive that, divine intervention and divine protection. Okay? And times are going to get worse, because once upon a time, just a year ago, maybe less, people could go to different major sporting events without hearing about stuff like this, like threats. And I had to be at the game and be worried if there's going to be a T attack. That just goes to show we're closer and closer to the Lord actually making His grand return. The world eagerly calls Jesus Christ, His true name Yahushai. He's going to come back, man. And all these things are going to take place and happen on this earth leading up to that. Okay? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 15. It says, "Verily, I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city." So, what's that city he's talking about? He's talking about the futuristic city, a reference to as Babylon the Great. So Babylon the Great, already fell, already went down. So when it's referenced to in a future tense, that's talking about a nation or a country that copies all the behaviors of that ancient empire, which America fits that to the T, or any of these kingdoms ruled by Esau, Edom, so-called white people. Okay, they, that Babylon spirit, shows forth. So, that city is the one that's going to be destroyed, is what this is talking about. So it's going to be worse. The scripture says it's going to be worse than how he did Sodom and Gomorrah. So this lets you know how dangerous the times are to come. Okay, verse 16 says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right, so as sheep, and if you're surrounded by wolves, could be different pockets of the forest, you want to try to really maneuver your way to avoid, them hearing you or seeing you, So that's how you have to move in these end times in society, spiritually, and physically paying attention to your surroundings. You don't want to be caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Pay attention to the threats. Pay attention to, mass gatherings. And is it wise to go to these places? Probably not. Okay? And for the spotlight to be on globally on the United States because of this, it's prime target if somebody is on that type of ERROR-ist activity, it'll be noticed. It'll be noticed and be seen by everybody at one time. So they'll get the exact kind of fame that they're looking for. So it's possible something could happen. We don't know. It's all through the Spirit, man. We're going to see what Yahweh Shem Shai has in store. Okay? So, but point is, be careful. Use wisdom. And these truly are dangerous times. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So, this is talking about a time of great chaos, civil unrest, riots, okay, famine, starvation, store closings, places completely looted, people without food, without drinking water. People are going to be fighting and killing each other. These are the times that are approaching. Okay? And if there's a act of war on U.S. soil, let's say during this whole sporting event, that'll catalyze that, quicker, bring forth that sedition. Because you're going to have, every man for himself. State of survival, man. People are going to panic, let America get hit with something. People are going to panic, try to gather some supplies, stock up. The store's going to be quickly looted. Business is going to close. Economy shuts down, man. No money coming in. So a lot of people are going to be completely broke, starving. So people are going to be desperate, man. These are the times that the scriptures are warning us about that are to come. And you're going to see it more than likely in this lifetime, man. In this lifetime. More and more warnings and reports like this have been coming out consistently. Meanwhile, we get ready to kick it for the summer. They're completely forgetting there's a whole war going on between the United States and Iran. And they got, different sleepers over here. So, meaning they have people, boots on the ground, already over here ready to make something happen. So, just take heed to the warnings, man. Pay attention what's going on. Spread the warning. So with that, we're going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone, Tasha's truth and will, and citation, hopefully, precious truth and all sincerity. Shalom.